Morning everyone, Ravenna from Triple Moon Goddess 88 here. Welcome to my channel. I didn't make a video yesterday. I had a bit going on energetically, but also in the physically as well. So and then doing my own reading this morning, I sort of got the message to not go into detail, but to sort of tell you guys a little bit about what's been going on and how important it is to protect your energy. Not only in the 3D sense, the physical day to day, but when you're asleep as well, before you go to sleep. I've 2 nights ago, I was energetic. I've had this happen over the years, and I've always shrunk from it, and my mental health has suffered. But since the healing work and coming at it from a different place now, I'm able to handle it a bit better. But yeah, two nights ago during my sleep, I was energetically attacked. They didn't know what hit them. I have an army behind me with, the archangels, mainly Archangel Michael, with my ancestors. I have a long line of witches and druids and healers and, light energetic workers, you could say. And then I also have the other side, which is Vikings and all that sort of stuff. So, and then I have, my guides, who are sometimes ancestors that come through. I had this energetic attack, and I was able to not only defend myself, but to push this energy back quite forcefully and out of my energy field. Now, this might not be for everyone. So, there's people that don't believe in this sort of stuff, and that's okay. That's perfectly okay. This is my truth, and this is what I've been going through. And I'm just putting it out there for anyone else who may have been through this sort of stuff themselves, to some degree, and sort of freaked out a little bit maybe. I know I did many years ago when it first happened. Sort of, they call it sleep paralysis, that sort of stuff. Yeah, there's a whole heap of different stuff when it comes to, energies trying to, how would you say it, enter your energy while you're asleep. So I was half awake, and I remember in that half awake state talking directly to my angels, guides, and my loved ones, my ancestors, and asking them for protection and thanking them for helping me, and then sort of drifted back off to sleep. And then every morning I do my own readings and I journal it, but I also journal any dreams I have. I have a dream diary as well. And I just finished my reading, and I was writing in my dream journal before I forgot what had happened. And I was just getting to the end of writing about what had happened throughout the night and that. And what did they say? They said something about, you handled that well. We were just standing back. You were handled that well. I'm like, okay. And then I'd finished the last word and put my full stop. And they've said to me they don't know who they're messing with, and I'm like, oh, okay. So for people that for that do work on the energetic field, it doesn't matter what they're doing, whether they're readers or channelers, mediums, healers, whether they astral travel or do dream work, witches, shamans, whatever you call yourself. Protection is so important, especially right now with the shifts and the changes that have been happening within ourselves, with releasing and letting go, and then opening ourselves up to the new that's coming in, but also the new parts of ourselves that we're discovering energetically with our intuition and our gifts. And I've said we've got to integrate, the light with the dark, but that's completely different to negative energy trying to enter our energy field. I think it's extremely important to do that protection, because the more that us as light workers are coming into ourselves and really starting to shine our light and energetically coming together, the negative energies are going to try and test the boundaries and force their way in if they can. So with the energy work, protection of a morning is so important. Protection before you go to sleep. I have to admit, this is something that I only did sporadically. I wasn't doing all the time until a couple of months ago, before I started this channel, and then it became a nightly thing for me, and it was like, I was guided to do that because maybe universe sort of felt that may happen, that I might be tested in that way. So I just wanted to come on here and speak to you guys and just reassure you all that you aren't doing anything wrong. You aren't doing anything to bring any of that to you. It's because you are who you are. They're drawn to the light. They're drawn to your spark, your flame. And I just want to, and I can't say this strongly enough, but don't let them dim your light. Just don't do it. Stand in your power, protect yourself, and know that you have got an army behind you. You have your angels, your guides, your loved ones, ancestors, God, like whoever it is that is your higher power, you have them standing behind you, helping you. And if it's something that you do feel that you can't handle on your own, or you can't detach yourself away from that energy, then ask for help. There are so many people out there, healers, light workers, that can help you to remove those energies from your auric field and really, help you with you, like guiding you to be able to protect yourself, so that you can stand firm and feel safe with being able to do that. I know that it can be quite scary for some people, and that's understandable. I also know that once you stand in your power and don't shy away from this sort of stuff, and I'm not trying to scare people, and I'm not trying to do the whole, you're going to be attacked sort of, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of knowledge as into what has been happening the last few years with people that are light workers, because they are drawn to your light. They want to, they it's like a moth to a flame. And you have to remember that you are powerful and that you need to stand in that power and protect yourself. There are many good meditations for helping to heal yourself. I know a lot of people actually get to a stage where they don't need the meditations, that they can just protect themselves, through their visualization and energy. And sometimes it takes practice. And then sometimes it also takes trying different methods, different ways of doing it. Maybe sometimes you have to up it, but just asking your angels, your guides, and your loved ones to protect you. Visualize yourself being wrapped in a cloak or a suit of armour. I know there are a couple meditations on my public playlist, but I have a lot of meditations on there. But I think the first two are good ones, and the Archangel Michael one's really good as well. Just one thing to keep in mind, when you start meditating, any type of meditation, always ask for your angels, guides, and loved ones to protect you during the meditation as well, even if it is a protection meditation. This is a discussion I've had a number of times with a friend of mine about how important it is to protect yourself when you're sleeping or before you're about to go to sleep, when you wake up, when you're doing meditation, even when you're doing healings or going for a healing, because your defenses are down, and it is so important to protect that and have that protection around you while those defenses are down and you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. Now, like I said, some people might not agree with what I'm saying, but this is true for me, and this is what I've found with other people that I've talked to as well, other people that I've worked with, other people that I interact with regularly. And over the years, it's been a common sort of discussion about protection. I feel, like as I said earlier, with the changes that we're all going through, shedding the old, with all the healing work that's going on around globally, energetically things are shifting, and it's a restless energy for everyone at the moment. So it's stirring up a lot of stuff, negative, positive, all that sort of stuff. So stand firm, place your protections around you and hold your light. That's the most important thing that I can say. Now, I've probably dribbled on a little bit, but I hope that you understand what I'm saying. As I said, it's been a pretty chaotic 48 hours. The energetic attack throughout the night, and then the physical during the day, and which ended up me having, to put notice in on with my landlord, so I don't know what's coming over the next several weeks, the next month, while I'm looking and trying to manifest the perfect home and the finances to do it. But it's time, new beginnings, new shifts, releasing, coming out of that hermit mode. And I know a lot of people are going through that as well, not just like the physical moving house, but the energetic moving. There might be people thinking that, I don't like this job anymore. It's not fulfilling me, and they're just like, that's it, I'm done giving notice. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. It could be releasing old habits or whatever it is, but there's a lot of shifts. And it's, when I was talking around the blue moon with my readings about the shifts happening, I knew that I had to move because energetically it was time. There wasn't any doubt in my mind that would be coming up in the next month or two. I just didn't expect it to happen the way that it happened and so quickly. So, but that's okay, because that's the plan. That's how things are supposed to happen. So if things do start shifting quite quickly or unexpectedly, it wasn't unexpected for me, but I'm just saying for you, then go with it. The universe has a plan. Release, surrender to the universe, have faith and trust that universe has your back. So on that note, protection. I cannot say it enough. Protect. Protect yourself, protect your energy. In the morning when you wake up, in the evening before you go to sleep. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. So please remember that I will never reach out to you in any way, shape or form for a reading. If you would like a personal reading, my info is in the bio. Please like, share, follow, subscribe. It really helps get the messages out to someone who may need it at this time, or at any time, really. But and it'll really help get my channel out there. So thank you for those who have joined me up till now. I appreciate you all. As I've said, I do this for me, and it is really helping, not only with my healing, but also with my confidence, and just, getting the messages that universe wants to get out there. So, but anyway, have a good day, guys, and I'll see you soon.